Bobby came in here and I'm standing with one of the heroes.
He beat you up one time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, you beat me up? What was it at the time?
No, you beat me up.
I put him through some hell. It was a trooper.
You know, you're still a legend in Sweden after you pull in the nightclub.
Oh yeah, that was. Let's not go there now.
Buzz, give me your predictions about Saturday, tomorrow.
You're
not allowed to choose Overeem because he's from Holland too.
Yes, so Overeem's going to win thing. So, no, tomorrow, this is hard. It's going to be hard. I think that Fedor is going to use his speed. He's going to be on the balls of his feet, slide that form, and because of that, he's going to see that opening and going to land a big punch, and he's going to win, probably by knockout. But it's not an easy fight. He has to really watch out not to be taken down and be on the bottom, because we saw against Brad Rogers, that's a problem for him, you know, to handle somebody on the top, especially a guy who's 264 pounds, who knows what he's doing on the ground. He's got the submissions, and on top of that, he's got a big punch, a power punch. So, but I see that if he can keep it on his feet and move around, use the ring, use the cage, and then see the opening just like he did with Brad Rogers. Once he sees it, that's Fedor's arsenal, man. I mean, what he sees is what he gets, right? Bang, right away, and that will probably be the knockout.
What can you say about Fedor always being this calm at the weigh-ins and press conferences compared to other fighters?
It's the best thing there is, you know. The calm mind reacts the fastest. You know, you don't see race car drivers in the car sitting all freaking out. It's all the guy who stay calm. As long as this is relaxed, you know, everything comes naturally, and that's what he's doing. You know, and, I call it poker face. We have actually, that's how I train my guys. You know, even when they hit a bag, when they're not allowed to flinch, they cannot go. They can't do that with me. They have to stay relaxed. And then once you start focusing on that, you keep the mind relaxed, because what your face muscles are doing, you're telling your brain something is wrong. If you throw something at somebody and they do this, that's automatically your brain tells you something is wrong. So they put a defensive mechanism up. And if you have that in fighting, you start getting panic reactions, you start exaggerating in your movements, and that's everything that you don't want to do start happening then.
Do you think that he's a better fighter today, or he's going to perform better on Saturday after the loss he had with Verdum?
He was never a bad fighter, that's why he got caught. You know, and the good thing is
better fighter. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, of course. So because now he learned from that mistake, he won't. And by the way, just that you know, against Kosaka, when he was fighting against Kosaka, he was throwing big punches and then doing the commentary, and somebody pulled that plug up. And this is 5 years ago. And while I was doing the commentary, I say he has to watch out. He's overcommitting to the punches. He might get caught in an armbar or a triangle choke. And then now 5 years later, he's doing the same thing with Verdum, and he got caught in that triangle choke.
What's your prediction about Andre and Sergey?
Oh, that's a hard one. That's a really hard one, because Sergey has a knockout power also. You know, that guy lands a punch and it's going to be over. He's on a roll also. He fights top strikers. You know, then again, Arlovsky now trains with Greg Jackson. You know, that's a big change. How long has he been training with him? You know, he's been there for 6 months. If he is, you know, that's going to be hard for Haritonov. Haritonov is good on the ground too. Don't forget that this guy was one of the early sparring partners for Fedor, you know, all the way back. But then they broke up. But they were going toe-to-toe, for what I understand, always in training. So he's a very... it can be even fight. You can't tell. Whoever's going to land the first big punch might win this fight.
What about Shane and Lavar?
I love that fight. I'm really looking forward to that fight. I actually had it up my notes written down, because those guys, you know, they never went the distance. They finished their opponents. You know, okay, Shane, he lost, but only 2, I believe. And Del Rosario, well, Del Rosario lost, never lost, and his opponent lost only 2. Was it? Yeah, 2 fights, and the rest all finishes. I think 2 submissions and 10 knockouts or so.
So you've been to the nightclub and you had a trouble with bouncers in Sweden, and a lot of people saying after they watched the press conference, seeing all the fighters lined up, and they say, what would happen if all the fighters will go together to a nightclub? What would you think will happen? All the big heavyweight fighters from the Strikeforce tournament.
They're not going to pick a fight with them, that's one thing for sure. You know, they singled me out. That was what happened, and I stick to it. They can put me on a lie detector, and them also, you know, and she was right, because it was very unnecessary. It's, you know, if I comply and I say, okay, I'm going, and people still want to go, you know, and start touching you and pushing you, then, you know, I mean, you got to do what you got to do, right? But I didn't want to do it.
So if these 8 people walk into a nightclub, it will be quiet. Nobody will mess with them.
Nobody's going to, no, nobody's going to be singled out. You know, just stay together. That they can pull them away from somebody and say, "Oh, sir, you have to leave." You say, "Okay, call my friends. 1 second, guys, come here." I don't think it's going to.
That would be a crazy bar fight if all 8 would jump in and.
Yeah, that would be a very crazy and short bar fight. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, buddy.